Okay, welcome to the broadcast. Well, that doesn't belong in there. I'm going over some gear today. I'm looking at just some measurement devices that I have in the studio, other than my thumb, hand, forearm, and whole arm, which actually work out. I keep Dad's T-square in there just in case things don't seem level or right. You can square it up and double check at the top of the canvas, depending on the size of the canvas. Different size of T-square, always good for perspective work or just making a line to cut a mat or something. Well, this I wouldn't use to cut a mat, but this, just a basic ruler. Sometimes you need a straight edge. All those old school rulers that we used coming up are very useful. Some that I don't mind getting all dirty and yucky, and try to keep a straight edge, try to keep a sharp edge off of them, as far as cutting anything or really running a marker down there that's going to mess them up. These have their both centimeter and inches and a steel edge, which is nice. On a wooden ruler, at least you get a steel edge so that you can always make sure you're getting a straight mark, hopefully, unless you've nicked it. And then any straight edge will do. And I like this one because it was non-absorbent. Whenever I paint, it cleans off really nicely. I don't feel like I'm running one of my good rulers. Here's one of the architectural rulers that supposedly, it had a piece of cork on there so it wasn't going to skid around and that type of thing. Good stainless steel ruler. Always keep a sharp edge. But again, it's got that cork there, and you got to be cool knowing that, hey, that piece of metal isn't completely down on the drawing surface. Same thing with little ones like this, though. Got check him out. Just a little guy, and you could put that right in your pocket, right? And I like the idea of inches. I grew up inches. I know how far an inch is, of course. Can measure my stuff out. But sometimes when I'm dividing things in for pattern work, and I'm trying to see how far apart the patterns are, it's just so much easier for me in my mind to do centimeters, the whole 10 scale thing, instead of figure out 16 30 seconds. I don't know. So I have a bunch of rulers of different lengths and both centimeters and inches on them. These are what I recommend because they're clear. They sit right up against the paper, whatever you're working on. They're little, so you can't make a huge long line. But when you're working on detail work, you can use these. You can get your measurements off your tens or off your standard, and you can see through them. So you can see what you're working on underneath, and tell whether or not that's the right line. You want to line it up on the line and see, oh, did I get the lines straight? Well, how can you tell if you can't see it? So those I love. This of course, just your basic triangle. It's just a great straight edge, and measuring tools. Is it 45 degrees? It's kind of, well, maybe I can use that. Well, maybe I can't. So what I did, I busted up a bunch of picture frames, and I used a Sharpie and measured them all out and made some of my own viewfinder measuring devices, which are kind of a secret weapon when you're looking at composition. This I'll teach you all about that in composition class. It's a great tool to have and learn. And this I'll just throw in here. I got this at an estate sale. I thought it was super cool. Well, it is super cool. Of course, the architectural drawing set, drafting set, got the original squares and pencil and compass, you know what that thing's called. What is that thing called? And the leads are interchangeable in here. I think I've looked at that before, but man, this is one heck of a compass. I mean, if I needed to draw a circle any bigger, I don't know what it would be for, but my gosh, if I'm not freehanding it and getting it to where it's going to be looking like a circle, or if I need to make a circle grid, circle graph, circle chart, man, is that sucker good. And then it's got an ink, a dip ink tip for it, and of course the dipping ink tray, and it can make super fine marks, but that's with pen and ink. Anyhow, that's basically what I measure with, other than the good old-fashioned number 2 and my thumb. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Bye now.